Why, hello there, everyone. I'm Captain JLS, and this is a new This Robotech thing. Now, before you see the Titan Comics Robotech ongoing series. This is not a video about the Titan Comics Robotech ongoing series. As you may recall, I promised a video on the Titan Comics Robotech ongoing series almost a year ago. And since then, we've gone from 1 issue, 2 issue, 3 issue, 4 issue to 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12, with 13 having come out just today. My copy of it will be in sometime next week, I think. New artist. The original writer, of course, is long gone. Simon Furman of Transformers fame is now writing it. And if if I can make this work, I'll start rolling on that next week. I realize I promised a video November 2017, but if I can make this work, there'll be a video on this starting next week, and we'll just do it in little 10-minute chunks, and I'll get the blasted thing over with. But we're not here to talk about this today, as I said at the outset. No, there's a big box here on the couch, and we're going to dig into the big box, and there's Robotech stuff in there. Hence, this being an episode of this Robotech thing. So, it's a big old box from Big Bad Toy Store. It's a couple of months worth of stuff. So, let's see what we got here. We have a giant piece of bubble wrap. That's cool. I can use that. Okay. So, first of all, the not Robotech related things in here. I got a Star Wars figure. Admiral Piet here. Just set him off to the side. We got a Goku in here. We'll just set him off to the side. Look at that friendly Goku face. I like the friendly Goku face. But let's see. We have a Zentradi Tactical Battle Pod from Super 7. So let's rip him off of his back card here and take a quick look at him. Okay, so what do we got here? We got some leg articulation. This is, of course, part of Super 7's Reaction series. The Reaction series started off reproducing the unmade alien figures that Kenner was going to do back in the 70s. And from there, they've gone on to do all kinds of properties that, some of which were appropriate, some of which are actually vintage properties, and some of which not so much. Robotech, I think, works, seeing as it was a property around in the 1980s. Is this? No pod sort of waist articulation here. You do get the ball joints in the guns, which is nice. And you get leg articulation. This is a pretty good sculpt. You know, it's... those are all sturdy. Yeah, I like him. I like him a lot. We'll just sort of put him over here. Okay. We got a VF1D trainer. Always like the 1D design. Part of it is, you know, just sort of like... how it's sort of creamsicle orange. Leg, Leg is head. Yep, it's got head articulation. That's good. That's good. Arms, yeah. Okay. And it's got its gun pod taped to the inside of the blister. Okay. Ooh. Yeah, it's sticky. Well, of course it is. It's been sitting there with that tape on it for heaven only knows how long. Let's see here. And we'll give him his little gun. Give him his little gun. Come on, come on. Oh, yeah. That is a nice feature. You can actually stow the gun on the arm like that. Yeah. Yeah, it's carved out there. Handle, and then the trigger section. So it's a nice fit. Yeah. Decent. 5 points of articulation, which is actually how a lot of action figure people refer to this style of figure, 5 point of articulation. You know, they still do Star Wars figures like this, like new ones. Shoulders, legs, head. But yeah, that's decent. That's decent. Let's see what else we got here. Let's just go through Valkyries. Let's just keep doing Valkyries. Got a VF-1A here. Got a cannon fodder VF-1A. It's got a little more hardware back there to keep him from rattling around in the bubble. And then the gun is still taped to the blister, so you still get...
Yeah, tape stuff. Yuck, tape stuff.
Okay, so... comically oversized head on this one. I guess to get all the right and proper detail, the VF-1A head being, you know, one that has a lot of... Okay. Let's see. Yeah. I didn't like to go in. Do notice now that the bottom fin here is sort of carved out so that, or shrunken so that it actually sits right on the arm for pew 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 fun. That is a ridiculously huge head. That is just silly looking. You are a silly looking thing, VF-1A. You go over there. Okay. Alright. Skull Leader. Skull Leader's lasers look kind of bent a little bit. Skull Leader's rattling around in there. They put all those extra little bits of plastic to keep him straight, but nah, Skull Leader just gets out. Okay. Alright, so there's Skull Leader. There's a little bit of hardware, extra hard. Keep calling it hardware. It's just a little stinking piece of plastic that's looks like a spaceship. Looks like a spaceship. Looks like a shooter-man plane. Okay. All right. Shooter-man plane? I don't know. I don't know. I'm babbling. I haven't done this for a year. Leave me alone. Okay. So, yeah. And those are... This is fairly sturdy plastic, too, so... Those are... Okay. I do like... I actually kind of like the head sculpt on that. Reminds me of... Oh, it reminds me of the... Is it the 90s re-release of the Bandai Takatoku mold? Yeah, I think it does remind me of that. Give him his gun. He gets his gun. Yeah, okay. So, we've got... Right. Okay, right, yeah. That holds the legs apart. That's what that piece of plastic does. Only sort of paying attention. What? I'm only sort of... Yes, I'm only sort of paying attention to these things. Well, doing this. Mostly just trying to make sure that it stays on camera. If things are falling off camera, by the by, feel free to make a loud, noisy complaint in the comments that I'm totally going to ignore. Paint apps on these are all nice and clean. Just have him stow the gun. I'm kind of tired of trying to shove these into the fists. That head... I don't know about this head sculpt. The 1J has a really tricky head to capture. I think we do a not bad job here. I mean, the visor piece seems a bit small by comparison to the sort of mouth, sort of faceplate area. But again, this is a really hard, really hard design to capture well in drawing, in plastic, in anything really. It's the 1J has a weird head. Okay, so finally for the Super 7 figures, we have the Space Battle Fortress itself, the SDF-1. Which, the fact that there's just a nice little plastic affordable SDF-1 on the market right now just fills my heart with glee. The shoulder lasers are articulated, which is nice. No elbows. No elbows, and the guns don't move. Those are two downsides. The legs move, so you can have them out for a stroll. Have them Frankenstein it up. But yeah, your Space Battle Fortress SDF-1, it's missing some articulation that you could really use on this. But it is a decent looking sculpt. I kind of like it. But yeah, it would be better. It would be so much better with elbows. And if not elbows, then at least means to get the gun to go down. But you know, if you just need an SDF-1 to stick on your desk, I mean, how much is MSRP on these? It's, you know, something like 12 to 15 bucks or something. Yeah, the big tower's missing, but you know, the you know, big radar array, but you know, it's otherwise a pretty decent representation. So that's your Super 7 lot. One bad guy, a bunch of Valkyries, one with a ludicrously oversized head, and the Space Battle Fortress itself. Not bad if you're really looking for something, as things go, relatively inexpensive and don't mind the chunky aesthetic and the lack of you know, good articulation. I'm well pleased with this particular purchase myself. No, I really like these sort of cheesy look on these. Well, of course, I'm somebody who also just sort of likes the old cheesy Robotech stuff from the 1980s. You know, the goofier, the weirder, the better. Except that might be a little too goofy and weird. I mean, look at that neck. Look at his neck. Oh man, this is a little upsetting. This is a little upsetting. The rest of it, I'm pretty okay with. I do kind of feel like that tan is a little too dark. Anybody else thinking that? Anybody else? I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. Could always just be me. Okay, moving right along. Moving right along. ridiculous. You always want to use J-hooks on your action figure packaging so that people, when they're fishing around, can actually get the figure they want out of the back. Okay. Whoa! His crotch just exploded. So that's cool. That's a cool thing.